What's cracking YouTube? Neck Punch here. So, Dipplin is based on a candy apple, just like GMax, Flapple, and Appleton. So, it seems like since GMax formed through Gimmick of the past, Game Freak has taken one of their GMax inspirations and repurposed it into a new Pokemon. I love this idea, because there's a bunch of Pokemon who were made so much cooler by a gimmick form like GMax or Mega Evolution, only to lose that again when the gimmick was done. But new evolutions are forever. So what other Pokemon could get the Dipplin treatment and have their gimmick form turned into a new Pokemon? My first candidate is Sandaconda, just because it's my favorite GMax form, I suppose. Rather than just using it exactly as it is, I thought, let's make it a little different, turn it upside down, and maybe it can do both things. It can do the whirlwind thing just like GMax Sandaconda and spin around like that, but it can also coil up this way and travel along the ground. It can create powerful winds to blow things away, or it can suck things up into its vortex of sand. It needed a new head because I think this is a different Pokemon, not a new form, and I think one of the keys to making it look different is the head, although Dipplin does look pretty similar to Applin, so who knows. And also, yes, I'm doing a lot of cheating and tracing in this video. This is just to design some maybes, some concept art, and yeah, they probably all deserve another look, maybe a pose change and a redraw, but this is just a first pass. So here we have Terraboa. Its sand pouch is constantly overflowing with sand, which this Pokemon whips around its body with enough force to level a building. It can create updrafts to lift itself off the ground and often sucks up smaller Pokemon with it. I made a ground flying type, which just seemed to fit with a wind serpent pretty well. Let me know whether you think this works better as a branched evolution of Silicobra or as an evolution of Sandaconda. Next up, let's do a Mega, and I went with Sharpedo. I always thought an evolution of Sharpedo should be the full shark. Sharpedo is the front and Carvanha is the back, so let's combine them for the final form. And as for what specifically of Mega Sharpedo we're using, I think it's the Saw Shark inspiration, or Sawfish, which I just learned are two different things. I was a bit disappointed that the spikes only appear in attack animations, so this is going to go full Saw Shark, lengthening the nose and adding more spikes. As far as de-megaing it goes, I removed those extra patterns and markings that it got. I think they look too busy on a normal Pokemon. It works fine for a Mega, but it just wouldn't fit here. I did keep the star though, but I changed its color. Couldn't really give this one a new head since Sharpedo is mostly head, so maybe a Sharpedo evolution should just look like a completely different thing rather than Mega Sharpedo, but this was still fun to draw. I gave it a new eye to make it look a little different. Here's Submasaur, and yeah, look, I wanted to get this done quickly, so I didn't spend a ton of time on names. Submasaur's snout is lined with transformed fangs, which it uses to tear into opponents before finishing them with its powerful jaws. It still probably looks a little too much like the Mega. Maybe a color scheme change would help. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments how you'd improve this one. And I would be remiss if I didn't give some attention to my favorite Pokemon, which I also think is one of the most deserving of this treatment. Mawile is so cool, but so weak. Megas made Mawile so fun to use in-game, and actually broken in competitive, but with the death of Megas, Mawile has faded back into complete irrelevance. So let's give it an actual evolution that will help it stand the test of time. Now, to make the Mega look like a Numon instead of just a different form of Mawile, I think the key is changing the proportions. As you can see, I used Ceruledge as a guide for this. To de-Mega it, I smoothed out the jaws and removed the additional spikes. And then that was pretty much it, but I ended up deciding to lengthen the mouths further to mirror non-Mega Mawile's mouth-to-body size ratio a bit better, and I was definitely happier with that. Snapshot. Once something has been ensnared by one of Snapshot's jaws, it will be thrashed about until it submits. If caught by the second set of jaws, it will be torn apart in seconds by this Pokemon's raw power. And there you have it. What do you think? Reckon Game Freak will give the Dipplin treatment to more GMax forms? What about Megas? Who deserves it the most? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, my name is Neck Punch. Have a good one.